Before this video starts, YouTube says a lot of you are not subscribed. I put a ton of effort into these videos. I have to make my bed every single time I make one of these videos, so a lot goes into making these videos for you all, so it would mean a ton to me. If you click the subscribe button, it's totally free, and if you find me annoying at any point, you can unsubscribe. Now let's get into the video. The Nike Air Zoom Victory is one of the new state-of-the-art spikes that Nike has put out, but is it worth the $180 price tag? Let's talk about that. Before we get into what I think about the shoe, let's talk about some of the specs. It comes in at 4.6 ounces in a size 9. It runs pretty true to size compared to all the other Nike shoes I have. I got a size 8.5 in this shoe, which is the same size I got for the Dragonflies, my old Victories, like the Vic Elite 2s, and then Nike Pegs I also get in this size. And basically I wear an 8.5 in basically everything, so it runs pretty true to size. This textile upper is a new version of the Flyknit that Nike has, and this version is called the Atom Knit. Like I said, super lightweight, super breathable, and as you can see, you can kind of see through it, and that's going to help with a little bit of water absorption with your sweaty feet. You're not really packing a lot of weight once you start sweating. As you may or may not be able to see, my light may be a little bit too bright, but here in the back we have that Zoom X cushioning that you're going to find in the Dragonflies, you're going to find in the Next Percents. All of those are great shoes. It seems that all of Nike's racers are starting to have that Zoom X cushioning on the shoe. The Zoom X cushioning is super lightweight but also responsive, going to give you a lot of energy return when you are running those fast races. Along with the Zoom X cushioning here in the front of the shoe, we have that Air Zoom unit, which is going to give you a little bit of pep in your step. Speaking of pep in your step, this shoe also has a carbon fiber plate in it, and I think I kind of messed up in my last video talking about the Nike Dragonflies, which apparently have a different sort of plate in them, but as Nike does say, this shoe does have a carbon fiber plate. There's so many different plates going around in the market nowadays that I can't keep track of them all, but I did look up, and on Nike's product details it says this shoe does indeed have a carbon fiber plate. So let's go ahead and do the bend test here. You're seeing a little bit of bend here in the back, but here up front, I'm going to try to do this without stabbing myself. Oh gosh. But as you can see here in the front of the shoe, there is not a lot of bend at all, and you're going to spend a lot of time up there when you're up on your toes running these fast track races, so I think that's really going to be nice up there. And if you can actually see, I haven't really looked at this shoe in depth here a whole lot, but this black part right here, I'm assuming is the carbon fiber plate. I could be totally wrong with saying that, but I would assume so. And up here in the toe, I really cannot even bend this shoe here at the toe, so that's gonna give you a ton of snap and a ton of energy return when you are running those faster races in this spike. The shoelaces on this shoe are notched like the Dragonflies, so you're gonna be able to tie them down good and they're not gonna slip a whole lot. The insole in this shoe, just like the Dragonfly as well, is sewed in there, so you're not gonna have any problems slipping around in there, and that's especially nice for people like me who like to race without a sock. Now let's kind of talk about kind of my preference with this shoe. So when I look at this shoe, I think of a little bit more aggressive shoe, a more aggressive track spike than one such as the Dragonfly. I think this shoe is gonna do very well in the like 800 mile 3K. It's marketed as an 800 to 5K shoe, but I honestly think I would favor the Dragonfly a little bit more in those longer 5K, 10K races on the track. I think this shoe is gonna do very, very well in your 800 mile 3K races. I think it's really gonna shine in the mile 3K. I have put this shoe on, and just like the Dragonfly, it was for hardly any time at all. I have very little experience in this shoe, but when I put them on to do some strides and see how they kind of felt with me running a faster pace. And let me tell you, this shoe is very, very, very incredible. I really love what Nike is doing with their spikes here recently. Getting up on your toes and running in this shoe, you can definitely tell that the shoe is very snappy, but on top of that, it still has a little something in this shoe. I talked about this with the Dragonflies as well, which has a little bit more cushion in them, but this shoe still has that Zoom X in the back of the shoe. So really when you're running, you still feel like you have a shoe underneath your foot. A lot of the times with the spikes back in the days, you really just kind of felt like you were running barefoot on the track. There wasn't a whole lot to it. Here, it feels like you have something under your foot, and it still comes in at 4.6 ounces, which is very lightweight. Really, this spike is an A+ for me. I really like what Nike's been doing with their spikes. I think, you know, to be able to put this shoe on, I'm very, very happy and very confident when I step to the line. I know that this shoe is going to do me well. But that is basically it for this video, just talking about the shoe and all the details. Like I said, I do have the Dragonfly. I think I'm going to be wearing this shoe for 800 or mile 800, 3K. Probably won't race an 800. I hope I don't race an 800. But mile 3K, I think this shoe is going to be for me. And the Dragonfly is going to be a little bit more 5K, 10K type shoe. So I'm going to keep you updated on the shoe. If you do not follow me on Instagram or Strava, both just Chase Easterlane, a lot of the times I'll update how a shoe's feeling for me, especially with like trainers and stuff that I'm more involved with. I'll write in descriptions, you know, how they're doing. So this shoe is going to be put to the test. I have indoor races as of a week from today, which today is Friday the 8th. So a week from today, I'm going to start racing and going to be updating you on both of the shoes that I have. And I think I'm also going to do a comparison between the Vicks and the Dragonflies. I think that'll be kind of good to put those side by side and see which one kind of fits you best. So yeah, that is basically it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one.